The 18-year-old smirked at the camera as she stood up and walked to the defense table this afternoon, her arms and legs shackled. After the judge read the complaint against her, she looked over, stared at the camera, and motioned to the area under each of her eyes with her index finger.
Many of us saw this viral video online of this girl, either on TikTok or YouTube. Here is the full story behind it. In August 2013, Isabella Guzman was 18 years old and living with her mother and stepfather in Aurora, Colorado, after dropping out of high school. Family members described the teenager as both affectionate and loving. In 2013, Isabella made headlines when she stabbed her mother, 47-year-old Yeon Mi Hoi, 79 times. Yes, you heard that right. 79 times.
Court documents indicate that Isabella Guzman had a contentious relationship with her mom, and that her mom was concerned enough that she called police on August 28th. They came to the house and told Isabella that her mom could kick her out for her behavior. It seemed to calm her down.
Although the media portrayed Isabella as a killer, the case went in a new direction when Guzman claimed her mother had abused her for years leading up to the murder. On the afternoon of Wednesday, August 28, 2013, Yeon Mi Hoi called the police to report Guzman's threatening behavior, telling them she was afraid of her daughter. Police responded to the scene and reportedly informed Guzman that her mother had a right to kick her out of the house if she didn't abide by her rules. Guzman's father later drove to Hoi's home to speak with his daughter. Robert Guzman later told the media, "I went to talk to Isabella, and we sat down in the backyard looking at the trees and the animals, and I started to talk to her about the respect that people should have for their parents." Robert stated that he thought the conversation had been productive, but he received a call only hours later that Guzman had murdered Hoi. For years, Isabella's mother claimed her daughter was a difficult child. When Guzman was 7 years old, Hoi even sent her daughter to live with her biological father, Robert. At the time of Hoi's murder, Guzman was living with her once again, but there was reportedly significant tension in the household. Guzman's stepfather, Ryan Hoi, later told the media that in the days leading up to his wife's murder, Guzman became threatening and disrespectful towards her mother, and that they fought often. Robert also stated that his ex-wife really tried to make it work with Isabella, but she didn't appreciate anything she did for her. Just before 10 p.m. on August 2013, Ryan was at home when he heard a thumping sound coming from upstairs as well as his wife's voice calling out his name. She had returned from working at the portrait studio she owned around 9:30 p.m. and gone upstairs to take a shower. But when Ryan reached the bathroom, he noticed blood seeping from under the door. Ryan claimed Isabella was holding the door shut. So at 10:05 p.m., he ran back downstairs to call 911 and ask police to once again come to the family's home in Aurora, Colorado. By the time police arrived at 10:16 p.m., Yeon Mi Hoi was dead, and Isabella was nowhere to be found. When Ryan returned to the bathroom after calling 911, Isabella opened the door. Inside the bathroom, he reportedly saw Isabella holding a knife and covered in blood. Yeon Mi Hoi was dead on the bathroom floor, and a baseball bat lay near her lifeless body. According to an affidavit, Guzman was just staring straight ahead when she walked past Ryan. She apparently said nothing to her stepfather before fleeing the home. Hoi also claimed he heard his wife, a Jehovah's Witness, shout Jehovah prior to Guzman opening the bathroom door. Authorities pronounced Yeon Mi Hoi dead at the scene after administering CPR, and an autopsy later revealed that Guzman had stabbed her a total of 79 times, 31 wounds to the face, and 48 to the neck. Before police and medical personnel arrived at the scene, Isabella Guzman left her family home wearing only a pink sports bra and turquoise shorts. 16 hours later, police found her hiding in an office building's parking garage located only a mile or so from the family home. Police found Guzman after they received a call about someone seeing a body in a car. Upon police arrival, they found the car empty, though Guzman had left some personal items behind, including items tying her to Hoi's murder. The search for Isabella Guzman came to a dramatic end around 2 p.m. on August 29, when 3 police officers drew their weapons on her after seeing Guzman attempting to leave the parking garage. Guzman was taken into custody, where she was held without bail. The day before the murder, Tuesday, August 27, Ryan claimed Guzman spit in her mother's face. Guzman then wrote Hoi an email that said, among other things, "You will pay." Yeonmi Hoi didn't see the email until Wednesday morning, when she eventually decided to call police. After police left, Guzman reportedly went to her room for the rest of the afternoon. Ryan later told authorities he had seen Guzman in the kitchen around 8:30 p.m., only an hour before Hoi returned from work, and Guzman attacked her. Following her arrest, she told law enforcement her mother and stepfather had abused her for years leading up to the events of August 28, and that the pair were incredibly strict with her. Guzman stated, "My parents are a Jehovah's Witness, and I left the religion when I was 14, and the abuse at home worsened after I quit." In addition to the abuse Guzman allegedly endured while living with her mother, she also claimed an employee at the Colorado Mental Health Institute sexually assaulted her in a utility closet sometime in 2015. Guzman reported the assault at the time, but said there were 2 more incidents with the employee. Guzman later said that, "I was afraid that if I didn't do what he wanted, that he could ruin my life."
Now, we tried to contact Guzman's stepfather. He wasn't home, a cleaning crew telling us that he may never return to this house. We did find these 2 dumpsters, though, filled with stuffed animals, some jewelry, and other belongings. It's obvious that somebody didn't want this stuff in the house. By the way, Guzman due back in court next Friday. In Aurora, Lance Hernandez, 7 News.
In the summer of 2014, Isabella Guzman was put on trial for her mother's murder. She faced a first-degree murder charge, which could have resulted in the death penalty. However, doctors brought in as expert witnesses told the court Guzman was in fact schizophrenic and didn't believe her mother was her mother at the time of the murder. One doctor described disturbing delusions Guzman had reportedly experienced for years and claimed she believed her mother was actually a woman named Cecilia, whom Guzman believed she had to kill in order to save the world. Guzman's mental illness reportedly also accounted for her atypical behavior in court the day after murdering Yeonmi Hoi. In addition to refusing to leave her cell, which delayed court proceedings, Guzman smirked and made faces at camera crews once she entered the courtroom. Based on doctor testimonies, the prosecutor for Guzman's case called for Guzman to be placed in a psychiatric facility. The district attorney, George, argued before the court that people convicted for crimes knew they did something wrong. However, George stated, "In this particular case, I am convinced, based on the evidence that I have seen and the information that's been presented in court, that this woman did not know right from wrong, and she could not have acted differently than she did, given the significant schizophrenia and paranoid delusions, audible, visual hallucinations that she was going through." Guzman was subsequently found not guilty by reason of insanity and sent to the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo, Colorado. As news of Guzman's bid to be released from the Colorado Mental Health Institute surfaced in the media, her story went viral on TikTok. While some were sympathetic to Guzman's situation, other creators on the app played the 2013 court footage of Guzman glaring at camera crews in tandem with Eva Max's 2018 song, Sweet But Psycho.
Cause you're messing with your head. Oh, she's sweet but a psycho, a little bit psycho. At night she's screaming, my mind. Oh, she's hot but a psycho, so left but she's right though. At night she's screaming, my mind. Grab a cock gun, kinda crazy. She's poison but tasty. Yeah, people say run, don't walk away.
The TikToks made about Guzman quickly became the source of much controversy, with many claiming the videos either romanticized or stigmatized mental illness. The reaction to the videos reportedly showed the deep divide in how the public perceived Isabella Guzman and her 2013 actions. Isabella quickly gained a fan base online. Commenters noted how beautiful she was and said she must have had a good reason for killing her mom. One video compilation of her court hearing gained nearly 2 million views. People even began making fan pages in Guzman's honor on Facebook and Instagram. What do you think of Isabella's action? And if you liked the video, please like and support the channel by subscribing, and make sure you click on the bell icon so you stay informed every time I upload a video. If you have any case suggestions, please type it in the comments down below. Thank you and stay safe.